And so just recently at a concert, I ran into Sam. I'm like, man, I know you. And we started talking, and he was so excited. He's like, yeah, I got a gallery, 120 people could probably fit in there or more. I'm like, we need to do something. So we started having some conversations, and we wanted to keep it simple. We wanted to make it an early evening for everyone. Wednesday is an evening that is kind of slow in Los Angeles, so it's a perfect opportunity for us to take advantage of that, get some people out and see some music, and start your week of music right here on Sunset Boulevard. So I'm going to introduce him to you. His name is Sam Milgrom, the owner of Mr. Musichead Gallery. Sam?
Thank you, LeRoy. Welcome everyone to my gallery. For many of you, I guess it is the first time you've been here. The gallery's been in existence for 20 years as of this year. We started out on Melrose. We moved eventually out to Sunset Boulevard. We moved into this space about 3 years ago. My love for music goes way back to my early childhood. I'm not going to bore you with the whole story, but I do want to I want to start at let's start in 1968, which was the first time I ever heard a jazz album. And I came to jazz through rock and roll, and some of you probably had this, some kind of a similar experience. But I was a big Beatles fan, and in 1968, 67, I'm sorry, that's the right year, they released Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band album. And at that same year, my sister, who's 2 years older, was a big fan of the Beatles, but her boyfriend turned her on to a Wes Montgomery album. It was called The Day in the Life, which was the big track on the Beatles, the closing track on the Beatles album. And I heard that sound coming out of my sister's bedroom when she was playing that record, and it really struck me. And I had never heard anything like it. And that was the moment that I said, I gotta investigate and see what this is all about. And so I started collecting jazz records. Eventually I opened a record store. I had a separate jazz room. I booked live jazz concerts. This was all in Detroit where I grew up. But I said one day when I moved out to LA, I would try to get back into the jazz scene. And running into LeRoy backstage at the Miles Davis Electric Band concert just a few months ago, I found a kindred spirit, and he introduced me to Fred Smith, and the three of us decided, let's do this. Let's put this together. I've got the venue. We've got the desire to do it, and so we're doing it. And I'm just so glad that people like you have responded and are coming to this first concert in this series, and I hope you'll help us spread the word and keep the jazz alive in Los Angeles and beyond. And I'm going to give it back to LeRoy now. Thanks again for coming.